Some things that I wish I knew in high school. The first thing being, be yourself. A lot of the times this is a hard one to hear and this is a hard thing to digest, but when you're in high school, the first thing that you should really focus on is being yourself and not caring about what other people think. Now, it's a very difficult thing, especially because in high school, there's a lot of cliques, there's a lot of groups of friends, there's a lot of areas where you feel like being yourself, you're gonna get scalded, you're gonna get beaten up, you're gonna be made fun of. There's gonna be all these different things where being yourself is gonna be a problem. But what we don't realize is that in the long term, once you get out of high school, and this is coming from me, right? I'm about to graduate college this week. When you're in high school, it seems like everything really matters, and it seems like all these people that you're around, and it seems like all these people really care about who you are, but at the end of the day, they're going home thinking about themselves. So you have to go in thinking for yourself, thinking about yourself, and really focusing on how you feel as a person. And if you feel like you're around a group of people, or you put yourself around a bunch of friends who you don't really relate to, but you're all in the same class, so it's like, oh, let's just talk. I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing wrong with having conversations with people, and there's nothing wrong with being around certain people and conversating with them, but don't call them your friends. Friend is a word that we throw around the word friend way too loosely, and not everybody should be labeled as a friend. Friends should be there no matter what. Friends should be able to not make fun of you all the time. They should be able to build you up sometimes. Friends should be able to be there when you need them the most. And if those people who you call friends aren't there like that, first off, you shouldn't be calling them a friend. But secondly, you can't blame them for how they treat you, because people respond to whatever you put out. So if you're not putting out who you are as a person 100%, people are going to respond to whatever you're putting out as yourself. So be yourself and don't care so much about what people are thinking of you, because at the end of the day, it's really not going to matter in the long term. So you might as well have fun. You might as well enjoy yourself. I think the next thing I'm going to say is focus on yourself. Now, I'm saying focus on yourself instead of saying don't get in a relationship or don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't think that you can really prevent certain things. If you feel like you might like somebody, or you feel like you might have feelings towards somebody, or might be messing with somebody, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to do that. But if something is steering you away from your purpose, and I know even in high school, it might seem a little weird to even think about your purpose, but like, it's okay to focus on yourself, even if it means putting others aside. And I feel like in high school, we feel like we can't do that. We feel like we can't focus on ourselves. We feel like we can't focus on our purpose, because if we do, it means that we're putting everybody else to the side. It means that we don't have time to hang out. We don't have time to talk to people. We don't have time to have relationships. It's okay to have relationships. It's okay to have really connected friendships. But remember to put yourself first. Remember to focus on yourself. Remember to put yourself before other people. It's something that you should do, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. You wake up, you go to sleep every single day, and the first person that you're looking at in the mirror is you. So if you're not focused on yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself, as opposed to taking care of somebody else, putting all your time into something else, putting all your time into other people, you're just not gonna really get very far, or as far as you may want to get. And there's a difference between being where you're supposed to be and being where you want to be. Sometimes we're not where we want to be, we are where we're supposed to be, and that's okay. But the best way to get where you're supposed to be is by focusing on yourself. The next thing I'm gonna say is pay attention. You might not think that classes matter. You might not think that homework matters. You might not think that even paying attention to how people are speaking matters, but pay attention to every single thing that you pick up on. And I mentioned work, but it's not really just work. It's not really just pay attention to the teachers. It's not really just pay attention to what authority says. It's okay to unsteer yourself from focusing on certain things, but the one thing that you should do is pay attention to what's around you. Just observe, be an observer. I remember in high school, one thing that I could remember doing was constantly observing everything around me. I didn't really talk to a lot of people in high school. I didn't really have like a great crazy group of friends, and that group of friends that I had in high school, I don't talk to a single one of them anymore. We all kind of just grew apart, and you're gonna realize that that'll happen over time with a lot of friends and a lot of relationships, and it's okay. People grow apart in life. People grow apart, friends grow apart, and it doesn't mean that you have to have bad blood for them. It doesn't mean that you have to cut them off, but I mean, I did. But it's okay to grow apart from people, but pay attention to how people speak to you. Pay attention to how people treat you. Pay attention to how you converse with other people, because you're gonna take every experience that you're getting right now into the future of your life. You're gonna take how you talk to people, how people speak to you. You're gonna take all of that in for your future. So remember to pay attention to everything that's around you. The last thing I'm gonna say is take risks. Taking risks is a very, very, very important thing, and we ignore this. I feel like actually maybe we don't ignore this, maybe we take too many risks. So I'm gonna say this: don't take too many risks, don't go too crazy, but take risks. I myself didn't really take as many risks as I could have in high school, and not even to say that I regret it. It's more so just like, don't be scared to be bold, don't be scared to be yourself, don't be scared to be a class clown, don't be scared to be loud, because you have 4 years to kind of not just figure out who you want to be, but you have that time to really develop who you are as a person. So best do it to the best of your ability, and don't be scared to take risks. We don't want to get in trouble, we don't want to get in detention, we don't want to get ISS, but like if we do, we do. Take risks, be bold, be yourself, focus on yourself, and pay attention. These are all things that I believe that will propel you for the rest of your life if you do that in high school. But I mean, who am I to speak? I'm about to graduate college right now. I couldn't have even imagined me getting this far, honestly, and I wish I was somewhere else. I guess my past self would have wished I was somewhere else. Currently, I may think about being somewhere else, I may feel like I should be somewhere else, but the last thing I want to say is sometimes we're not where we want to be, we are where we're supposed to be. Sometimes we're not where we want to be, we are where we're supposed to be. So even if it feels right now that you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to be a creator like me, maybe you want to be a musician or a rapper or a singer, or I don't know, play a sport and like really excel in that. Don't be upset if you don't get to that destination by the end of high school. Don't be upset if you don't get to your dreams and your goals by the end of high school. Don't be upset or disturbed with yourself if you don't get to where you want to be, because at the end of the day, if you don't, then that just means that the world has more to teach you and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. With that being said, I hope this helps somebody out there. It's Will Armani. I got you.